But
yeah,
I think
and I imagine that there will be more questions because of the program here today. But here's that story that I spoke about. It's on the internet, and it was published on the 3rd of June for some publications, even traditional ones. It says that the National Working Committee of the APC, your party, met to the president on Tuesday night and listed some criteria for Senate presidential candidates. Well, they did say that they agreed that the Senate president must come from the geopolitical zone with the highest number of votes after the Northwest at the presidential election, which was held on March 8th. And then they also say that they agreed that the next Senate president must not have any corruption charges hanging on his or her neck and should be one of the most ranking senators in the current Fourth Republic. And then they also to, within, I think 3 days, but yeah, 3 days, present a consensus candidate for the post of Senate president based on the listed criteria.
Well, as I said, and I will repeat, and I'll challenge that there is no such criteria that has been presented to the senators, and I'm sure that that is not a release has been quoted because it goes contrary to what the chairman of the party has said or leaders have said in addressing. The rules of the Senate are very clear on issue of ranking. Ranking, in a sense, is to give you the opportunity to compete. It doesn't say that, you know, only the most ranked would take the seat or the most ranked person. So that doesn't exist. And I think that, look, as I keep on saying, the key issue, really, honestly, is that the less we bring in the politics into it, we're going to make the mistakes we make in the past when it comes to...
Let's bring in the politics? But this is politics.
It is, yeah, but what I'm saying is that it should not rank. The issue must be capacity and merit, because we've made this mistake, not only in the legislative arm, where we got ourselves to as a country, was because we never used to present our best foot out. We never used to put in the best. We allowed all that criteria to decide that. And I think the turning point in this last election was for us to say, look, what is key for everybody now is that we must make Nigeria work. And how do we make Nigeria work? And in making Nigeria work, we must address who best can make it happen. And I believe that in the National Assembly, that what is important is the merit and the capacity, and also the capacity also to build and harness and galvanize the members to work in the right direction. And I think those are key factors that are important for whole. Because you see, as much as, you know, we want the government to perform, it needs the National Assembly to be stable. It needs the National Assembly to also to be purposeful in its own leadership will complement that. That is go hand in hand together, and we must address the two together. We've done one by election, and I think that now that we come to the National Assembly, that also must be a factor.
Is the support of your party leadership important, and do you have it?
Oh yeah, the support of the party leadership is important. I believe I do have it, yes. But at the end of the day, the same party, I've said that, look, they would guide, but at the end of the day, the elections the senators would, the members of the National Assembly would, you know, at the end of the day, vote for the leader. It has been shown. If you look at since 1999, the only time you have a stable National Assembly is when you allow the process to emerge from within. When you allow the senators of the National Assembly to elect, you go back, starting from 19 right up to David Mark, and try and correlate stability of the National Assembly to the process of how that president emerged, and you see that there's a close correlation between when a popular choice emerges by this is what, and then when there's interference.
You know, speaking as an outsider, not in the red chamber, watching the proceedings. One would say that Senate President David Mark has a great connection with the senators, making me want to ask I go back to my question, what you are bringing to the table that will distinguish you, your leadership, if you become the Senate President eventually? Well,
I think, the good point you made is that first of all, in being able to use the word whole, you must be the choice of the senators. Senator David Mark, in the 2 terms he's been there, It's been the choice of the first time in 2007. Despite the fact at that time it was being speculated, just like now, that there might have been a candidate that but at the end of the day, the senators chose who they wanted. Once that happens, there is that buying into that leadership, and there's that unity that fosters in being able to deliver. Secondly, there must also be the leader or the Senate president at that time, his own capacity. Your people that vote must believe in you. They must believe that you have the skills to be able to do that. And I believe that one has those skills. And then going by one's own experience in being able to have opportunity either in the executive and also being in the legislative, and also the fact that it is first among equals. I mean, so you must, when you're leading first among equals, it must be mutual respect. It must be the fact that they believe, yes, this is the person that we believe I want to look up there and sitting on that chair as my Senate president. So it is the choice matters. Then after the choice that matters is your own capacity, your own ability. They must believe that, yes, this is a person that has the ability to do that. And thirdly also is your reach, your capacity to build bridges, to be able to galvanize, whether it's your party, the other party, because at the end of the day, in passing laws, there are give and takes here. You must have that ability to bring people together. You must be truly Nigerian and have friends across every part for them to have a sense of belonging. Those are the strengths that you see, and I believe that those kind of strengths that one's experience, both as being executive HS, chairing the Governors Forum for 4 years, where it's pretty similar to where you have governors, you're all the same, and it is out of the fact that you must have leadership skills that your colleagues will say, yes, you lead us, not because you are better than them in any sense, but it's because they believe in our leadership. So those are the kind of skills that I believe are very important on the floor.
Nigerians are not voting. It's your own colleagues that are voting. What's the vibe you get in the chamber?
The vibe I'm getting? I think the vibe, I think one is I'm very encouraged. The last few weeks has given me an opportunity to engage, make new friends, because some of the senators elect of the chamber, some have really over the last few years got to know them. And their character, their determination. I think, this buzz of this change is really catching on everybody. Everybody, you can see, I mean, the new senators I've engaged over the last few weeks really have impressed me in the manner that they've stayed committed. Those who have been supporting me are so committed because, and they tell you, that look, it's not about you, because we really believe that we must make a difference in the state chamber. And we believe, looking around, that you provide the opportunity of leading us because they also have their own idea of where they want the chamber to be like, and they believe that this is the person that can lead us. So from that point of view, the vibe I'm getting that this is real strong characters. These are men and women that are ready to make sacrifices to make Nigeria better. They're not ready for business as usual. And in the process of doing that, because they want Nigeria to work, I'm encouraged that at the end of the day, once we go to that floor, the Nigerian senators will pick someone that has the capacity in doing that. And there will be a difference in the chamber, because I can see that commitment from them.
All right, we'll go to break now, but we'll be back and continue our conversation with Senator Bukola Saraki on his quest to be the Senate President and more. Join us again.